Let's do something fun today. We are going to draw a mecha, a giant robot called ASCENDANT. It's one of the robots, so the mechas that you will find in Breachera's Legacy. So I'm going to take you through my process of creating this amazing drawing. So first we are going to sketch it out and then put inks and then colors. So I'll take you through my process. I already have the position, the way in which I want the robot to stand. So it's basically, the robot is basically going to be landing down on a platform, and then there's going to be a giant monster behind him, one of the monsters that we are creating, that you will find, on the comic. So I'm just going to do a rough sketch of the mecha, the mecha's position, and do a rough sketch of it. Basically to find bearings.
So I fast forwarded the video a bit so that we go through this process a little faster, so that it doesn't take a lot of time for us to go through this video. So like I said, I'm basically doing a rough sketch of the robot. This robot is called ASCENDANT. It's a robot, it's a giant mecha that is piloted by the main character of Breachera's Legacy. The main character is called Zane. Now basically right now I am doing inks. I already did the sketches, so right now I'm just fast forwarding through the inking process, basically putting in details on the ink, on the sketch that I had done initially. So this is the inking process. This is actually one of my favorite processes. So yeah, I have always been a fan of robots, and I knew that one day I was going to end up telling a robot story, or a story involving robots. When I was younger, back in secondary school, I created several graphic novels that were inspired by the Terminator and RoboCop. I think I created something called Andrew Cop, a short form of Android Cop. It was basically kind of like spin-off of the RoboCop franchise. I was a big fan of that franchise. I still am though. So I've always been a fan of this. So right now, as you can see, I'm putting in shadows. I've basically determined where my lighting is coming from. So I'm putting in the shadows right now. I like this process too. I think the toughest process is the penciling stage. Not really a fan of penciling. So I'm done with that. So right now I'm doing the sketching for the monster behind ASCENDANT. This monster is called Tremor. You will find this monster in I think it's episode 9. We already did the storyboards for episode 9. It will come out sometime in a couple of months. But we have episode 1 to 7 right now on the Zebra Comics app. You can watch it right now. So I am sketching out this monster, this Breachera called Tremor. So once that is done, I now go to the inking process, which again is one of my favorite processes. So I am inking Tremor. So Tremor, you're going to find Tremor in episode 9, I think. He's going to come face to face with Zane's mecha ASCENDANT. It's going to be an epic battle. I can't wait for you to see it. I've already seen the storyboard. It's been inked now, and when it will be colored and lettered, it will be uploaded right away onto the Zebra Comics app. So I decided to complete the drawings in a different layer. I closed the layer of Ascendant so that I can draw all the entire body of this Breachera called Tremor, so that I could play with it as I like. Probably have a separate cover that just has only the monster. For which I'm trying to give myself that flexibility. So I'm going to draw it and color it in a separate layer. But they're all going to be part of the same image, the same cover. That's just in case where I want to just use this image, just use the image of the monster separately. So yeah, I'm putting in the shadows of this monster right now, trying to key in some details there. It's really another fun part of the process. So this story is available right now on the Zebra Comics app. If you're a fan of stories that involve giant robots, giant monsters, like Gundam, the Gundam series, if you're a fan of Pacific Rim or Godzilla, giant monsters, giant robots, everything, giants, kaijus and all that. If you're a fan of that, then Breachera is for you, and it's set up in a futuristic Africa. There is a deeper story behind than just the fighting, but the fighting is the fun part. The clashing between monsters and giant robots, that is the fun part. So right now I'm doing the flat colors. This is also one of my least favorite processes. I'm not a fan of putting in flats. It's not that fun. I think the fun part of coloring is when I get to start doing blending. So right now I'm putting in flat colors. I already created a color palette. So I have white and different shades of blue, since the robot is going to be mostly blue. We also have some yellow trims, which I added later on, but yeah. And so I'm just filling in flat colors in different aspects of the robot's body. Monsters clash, metal screams, endless night, no dreams. So that is it's ambient, it's big guns. So yeah, this is my least favorite part. So I think my least favorite parts are sketching, and sketching can be fun sometimes though, especially when you don't have creative block. It can really be a fun process, especially if you're also creating new characters and all that. Sketching can actually be fun, but when you want to go into some serious work like this for a cover, getting the right pose sometimes may be a lot of maybe a whole hassle. That's when it's not fun for me. But right now that I have all my flats in there, I am enjoying myself at the moment. I'm putting in some highlights. Everybody loves highlights, don't they? Highlights make your drawing pop. So I like putting in highlights. So that's what I'm doing right now, defining some areas where these highlights should fall. It's another process that I really enjoy. So years ago, let's say 15 years ago, when you start reading the story of Breachera's Iron Legacy, you will see 15 years ago something happened. Suddenly giant monsters fell from the sky, calling themselves Breachers. And what was shocking about their declaration was that they claimed to be coming back home, or they're trying to reclaim their home. Now that's crazy, because how is Earth their home? So there are mysteries like that they're going to find out. And then at a certain time, or rather when the Breachers attacked, Zane, the main character, he was a kid back then, and his father was fleeing with him and his little sister. Unfortunately, his father was fatally wounded, and then the Breachers were eventually taken down by the military. But 15 years later, Zane, they came back. The Breachers came back. One came back and was attacking a military base, and then Zane, who is a scavenger now, stumbles upon the battle scene, and a mecha that the military had created was fighting the Breacher. In the course of that battle, the pilot died, and Zane, in saving the pilot, suddenly was able to activate the mecha and fight the mecha. Was able to activate the mecha, and so in that twist of fate, he suddenly became another eligible pilot to fight or to pilot the mecha. So what is crazy is that not anyone can pilot a mecha. You need to have a special DNA to be able to merge with the machine. The machine is not just an ordinary machine. The machine has some bio setups that require you to have a particular type of DNA. So Zane coincidentally linked to this machine. I was able to fight and take down the Breacher that had attacked. Unfortunately, he almost didn't survive, and he now had to face a new challenge where his health was at stake. So the challenge now was him either continuing to be a pilot or risk his own personal well-being. Well, you can find out more about this on the story itself in the Zebra Comics app. So right now I am coloring the Breacher called Tremor. So I'm basically trying to put in some details using the color. I had already done the flats. The flats for this one was pretty straightforward since it was one base color, and now I am just using a paintbrush to put in some details. Now I'm using the luminous brush, if I can put it that way, to add some other highlights to his body, like his veins are steamy hot. So yeah, this is Tremor. It's a mecha that controls the wind and that can create tremors. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with the coloring of this mecha. I hope you're enjoying it. You know, an artist is never satisfied. I'm here adding more highlights to this. You know, putting in some rim lighting there. Rim lighting is always nice. I'm a fan of rim lighting. Now, my challenge with this cover is was creating a point of focus for the cover, since, like you can see here, the mecha is in front and the Breacher is behind, but the Breacher is also very prominent. So I had to look for a way to decrease the focus from the Breacher onto the mecha. So I just fast forwarded through the background. I just modified an already existing background which I already had on the former illustration, and then I used some blending tools to reduce the prominence of the Breacher.
So that was it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video and look forward to another one. Thank you.